VonAllen Sports. But Brady wouldn't be any good anywhere else but New England, obviously.
We all hate the Patriots.
There's an institutional arrogance.
Tom Brady would be a bum in short.
I hate Tom Brady. No, that's not good enough.
Deflated
Lance Armstrong without the bicycle.
Wow, the scouts with physical abilities, most of which isn't a must to be a quarterback. It helps, but it's not everything. Well, as in most cases, scouts are wrong more than they are right. They are also victims of falling in love with flash and flare, speed times, strength, and they ignore, or almost all but ignore, intelligence, patience, coachability, desire, and heart. This has been proven so many times over and over, yet they still don't learn their lessons. Now, the scouts, they fall in love with the stupidest things. And not only that, they are often at the mercy of doing what the owner wants. Oh, the owners. The football team is their new toy, like a new car or something like that, or a new jet plane. The team is just a toy to them. Why do you think so many of these men can create empires, business empires, but they can't run a team? Because they always get involved. They think they know what they're doing, and they don't. These guys know nothing about football, but they think they do just because they had a bank account big enough to buy a team. That's like me buying a hospital and suddenly telling all the doctors how to operate. It would be a disaster. I would buy the team, but I would take my hands off the wheel and leave it to others, usually my general manager. But an owner is similar to a less educated fanboy of a team and will react to hype and highlight reels, just like everyone else. But back to Brady. Win any bowl games and against a major power? Check and check. Beat Alabama in his last bowl game. Did he have any signature wins? Check. Not only that, he brought back Michigan every time the other quarterbacks put him in. Brady looked at more. It's simple. Because he had to share time with Drew Henson. Yes, this was because Michigan was so scared of losing Drew Henson, whose popularity brought good attention to the university. Henson was threatening to go play baseball if he was next scout strike against Brady. He wasn't very fast. He needs to be able to be mobile. Great. Do you know what draft picks were mobile quarterbacks that they claim a quarterback needs to have? Jamarcus Russell, RG3, Tim Tebow, Jameis Winston. Shall I go on? Next strike against Brady. Too skinny, lacks strength and throwing power. You know what draft picks were skinny when they were drafted? Alex Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Michael Vick. You know what draft picks had strength and throwing power? Jamarcus Russell, Tim Tebow, Brady Quinn. So, why do scouts make so many mistakes with first-round quarterbacks? Hype. They all fall for hype. They don't even interview these quarterbacks the right way. They don't ask the right questions, and they are terrible at reading a person, understanding what makes a person tick, understanding their intelligence or lack thereof. I have been right about all those draft picks just from watching them in interviews and watching them in games. Imagine if I got to interview them one-on-one. I knew Jamarcus Russell would be a bust. I'm sure a lot of you probably did too. That was a pretty easy one to call. But yet the Raiders wouldn't listen. I knew RG3's ceiling was a Ryan Fitzpatrick type career, but it went even worse than I anticipated. I knew Andrew Luck would make a good quarterback. I knew Mario Williams was a smarter pick over Reggie Bush. I knew Vince Young would suck. I knew Matt Leinart was a bad pick and would never conform and adjust to life in the NFL. And I knew Matt Ryan would be a good quarterback because he had so many common threads with Brady. Now, I know you have no reason to believe me, and it's easy to say looking back, but I'm not trying to convince you of myself as a talent evaluator. Quite the opposite. I'm trying to show that if these scouts stopped being blinded by hype, they would then see that Aaron Rodgers should have went number 1 over Alex Smith, or that Tom Brady should have gone at least in the 2nd or 3rd round.
That if Marino was going to be around at that time, they take Marino. Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up here don't.
All of this is why people assume Brady couldn't be great on any other team. He entered the NFL with this misconception about him, and is in the NFL. Bring his team back so they can compete. Last time I checked, that skill is translatable to any team in any league in any era.
Tom Brady showed poise. He showed the heart of a bird. He showed the heart of a leader, the heart of a lion.
But like Brady haters, I can't convince these scouts to see past their bias.
They've got to be able to handle that mentally. Some will love it, and some that makes them very nervous.
A familiar name if you're a college football fan. Tom Brady, the quarterback who all he did was lead this football team, put them in the right position more times than not. And when he got pulled from the game and Drew Henson came in, Michigan football was not as good as it was when Brady was in.
No question, Mike. Smart experience. This past season, he cut his interception total from 98 and a half, tossed 20 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions. Threw a touchdown pass in actually all 16 games he started against Big Ten opposition during his career. Accurate. It was a very catchable ball. He really knows when to take a little off as well. And I think that's the key. And he stands in that pocket very tough. He'll take a hit. Question's going to be mobility. Only runs a 5.2, 5.40. And of course, when you have those edge pass rushers, you have to avoid the initial defensive end, the initial pass rusher. Can he do that at the pro level? Going to New England, Drew Bledsoe, his forte certainly isn't mobility. It's dropping back, throwing the football. Brady can do that. And certainly New England's offense already designed for Bledsoe. Now comes Brady. Can he overcome that lack of mobility?
Along with that, Brady would have brought with him the clutch gene, the calmness, the courage to stand in the pocket, and the desire to be the next great 49ers.
And he said, I'm the best decision this organization has ever made.
I want to thank you guys for consistently commenting, liking the things you say. Even if you have a different opinion, you don't agree with me, I appreciate your input. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe so, of course, you get alerted when the new videos come. I will be working on the next Brady Hate episode very soon. And also, I have no sponsors, so I decided, why not sponsor myself? If you would like to support the channel in more ways, you can visit our Patreon in the description of this video. You can also purchase merchandise from us, which, if you send a picture of yourself with it, I will put it in the next video. You can also support by purchasing music, which all links for these is in the description. You guys are awesome, and you have no idea how appreciative I am that you always comment and interact with me. I am really enjoying this work, all because of you guys. Thank you so much.
VonAllen Sports.